Hi, sixth graders. I am Mrs. Kelm, and I am so glad to meet you, and I can't wait to teach you in Quest English 6. If you hear any noise in the background, it's because I'm filming outside, clearly recording outside, and there's a plane that kind of keeps circling the neighborhood. So sorry in advance if you notice that background noise. I am starting my 21st year of teaching, which is hard to believe. I've been doing all 21 of my teaching years at the middle school level. This will be my fourth year here at BCMS and my fourth year in Quest specifically. And prior to that, I had 17 years of middle school teaching experience over in St. Michael. My three kids that are pictured there, they all open enroll from St. Michael to the BHM schools for the Quest program. My daughter is in 10th grade, so she just finished up Quest in 9th grade. Davis is my son who's here in 6th grade, so he'll join us in Quest English 6. And then James is still over at Parkside. He'll be moving up into 4th grade with Miss Beaumont in the Quest program this year. These are some of my current areas of interest. One of the really cool parts about being a teacher is that I get to keep being a learner, a lifelong learner, which I love. It's part of how I geek out on stuff. We'll talk a lot this year about giftedness and the areas that we're gifted. And for me, one of my areas is intellectual intensity. Like I've got a real excitability about learning. And so this job really fits that need for me. These are my current interest areas because I've got kids either at home with some of these needs or I've got kids in my classroom with some of these needs or both. And so I like to spend time learning about the things that will help benefit my students that I serve. Here are our essential questions. A little bit about our curriculum. I am actually looking to revamp already our English 6 curriculum. I've taught English 6 for Quest 2 prior years before this one, and I still want to use the anchor text of Ungifted, and I'm working my way through like what else are we going to use. So probably some text, some poems, some drama from either of the textbooks for 6th or 7th grade. We're definitely going to be participating in National History Day. I'm really excited for you guys to join me with that. We had a lot of success with that last year for my 6th and 7th graders that I taught, and it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of learning and a lot of fun too. So we'll have a good portion of our year that's spent on that, and then you can see the other things that we'll be learning about. This is the grading for Quest English 6. 90% of our gradebook comes from our summative assessments and 10% comes from the formative or daily work in the classroom. Speaking of grades, you can find those grades over in Infinite Campus. Infinite Campus is also called the Campus Portal or just the portal, but no matter what you call it, that's where grades live. One of the things that I would encourage you to do is that while your parents can definitely sign up for portal access to kind of keep an eye on how are you doing at middle school with all the different classes that you're in, I would encourage you as middle schoolers to really take charge and ownership of your grades and how you're doing. So you should be the one that's signing in to the portal on the regular to see how are you doing? What could you use some help with? Or where could you use some stretches if you need a little bit of push to stretch outside of your comfort zone and learn a little extra? I already sent you an invitation to our Google Classroom, so you can go ahead and click on Join in the Google Classroom to see what digitally is available so far. Most of what we do will be on paper, but I still use Google Classroom for extras like our agendas and extra copies of things, and just as a way to share out information. Speaking of sharing out information, if you need to contact me at all, here is my contact information. The one thing that I would request is that with a student of my own, right, I'm a parent of a Quest kid that's in 6th grade Quest with you guys. Some of the parents and guardians already have access to my personal cell phone number, which isn't normal. I don't normally give that out to my students' parents. So if you're one of those parents that has my cell phone number, if you could do me a big favor and use that just when there's personal things that come up, that would be great. So if you want to invite my kid to a birthday party or check in on, I don't know, setting up some time for the kids to hang out after school, we could do that on my cell phone. But if you need me to contact you regarding something about your child and how they're doing in class, use my school contact information, please. That'll help me keep a better kind of delineation between my school and my personal life. So I would appreciate that if you could try that. It would make life easy, I think, for all of us. At Open House, you'll have a chance to ask me questions. At Open House, we'll also be running these mock schedules, and you can see that they're short. We have little tiny bits of time periods together. It's only 7 minutes together. And so what I will do instead of sharing all of this information with you at Open House is I will ask to gather some information from you, and I want to have a chance to meet your child and connect with my students. So these are my tentative questions. I'm still working out the final questions, so it might change before Monday, but this is the info that I will gather at Open House Night. Also at Open House Night, they will have a map of the school available at the front office. I'll have a couple of maps on hand too. When you need to find me, I am over here on the corner in room 600, which is close to the cafeteria or the mall, as we call it. So you can find me right off the main hallway in the mall, and I'll see you guys on Monday. I can't wait. See you soon.